Welcome to Your English Boost YouTube channel, the perfect spot for boosting your English language skills with natural conversations and fascinating topics.
We are so thrilled to have you join us today for another exciting episode, and we have a really interesting question to kick things off right away.
Think about this for a moment. Have you ever walked into a store just for one thing, and then suddenly you found yourself leaving with a whole basket full of items you didn't even plan to buy?
That scenario happens to me more often than I would like to admit, James, and it perfectly introduces our topic for today's discussion, everyday shopping experiences.
Yes, it is a truly universal experience for all of us, and we are going to explore everything from our favorite shopping destinations to those important tips for saving money.
I am particularly excited about this topic because shopping is such a big part of daily life for everyone, regardless of where they live or what they are looking to purchase.
Absolutely, Emily, and I must confess that one of my absolute favorite places to shop is a large, well-organized supermarket because I really appreciate the enormous selection of fresh produce available.
Oh, I completely agree with you on that point, James. Supermarkets are incredibly convenient for almost everything, especially when you need to buy a lot of different things at once.
The wide aisles and bright lights at my local supermarket also make the entire shopping experience quite pleasant, even if I have a very long shopping list to complete.
For me, though, I really love visiting smaller, independent bookstores because the atmosphere is always so peaceful, and I can discover some truly unique titles there.
Bookstores are wonderful places to spend an afternoon, and it is always a pleasant surprise to stumble upon a book you never expected to find and then bring it home.
Speaking of bringing things home, let's talk about some effective strategies for saving money while we are out shopping in various places.
My top tip for saving money is always to create a detailed shopping list before I leave home and then stick to it very strictly once I am inside the store.
That is an excellent suggestion, James, because making a list prevents you from impulse buying and helps you focus on only purchasing the essential items that you truly need.
I also try to compare prices between different shops, especially for bigger purchases, and sometimes I even wait for sales seasons to get the best possible deals.
Waiting for sales is incredibly smart, and another fantastic way to save money is by looking for generic brands at the grocery store, as they often taste just as good as the more famous ones.
Switching gears a little, what are your thoughts on shopping in physical stores versus the experience of buying things online, Emily?
Shopping online has definitely become my preferred method for many items because of its incredible convenience, and I can literally shop from my sofa in my pajamas.
That convenience is certainly hard to beat, especially when you want to avoid crowded places or the weather is just not cooperating with your outdoor plans.
However, I do miss the experience of actually seeing and touching products before buying them, especially for clothing or fresh produce, which is impossible online.
I completely understand that point. Sometimes you really need to feel the fabric or check the ripeness of a fruit before making a final decision about your purchase.
I once found an amazing deal on a winter coat online during an end-of-season sale, and it was originally quite expensive, but I got it for an unbelievably low price.
Wow, that sounds like a truly fantastic find, Emily. It is always so satisfying when you discover something wonderful at a fraction of its original cost.
It truly felt like winning a small lottery, and that coat has kept me warm for several winters now, proving that good deals are absolutely worth the wait sometimes.
That's a great story. Navigating a large grocery store can sometimes feel like a real challenge, especially when you are in a hurry and have a very long list of items.
My secret for navigating a grocery store effectively is to start with the fresh produce section, then move to dairy, and finally visit the dry goods aisles and frozen foods.
That sounds like a very logical strategy, and it probably saves you from having to backtrack through the store several times to find everything you need.
It really helps to organize your trip, and it also prevents your frozen items from melting while you are still looking for other things in the store.
Another important aspect of shopping is reading the labels on products, especially for food items, to understand what exactly you are putting into your body.
Reading labels is crucial for making informed choices, especially when you are trying to avoid certain ingredients or if you have specific dietary restrictions.
I always check the expiry dates and the list of ingredients to make sure the food is fresh and contains nothing I am allergic to, which is incredibly important for health.
Absolutely. It is a very small habit that can make a huge difference in your overall health and well-being in the long run.
Have you ever had a particularly good or bad experience with customer service while you were shopping somewhere, Emily?
Oh, I once had a delightful experience when a store employee went above and beyond to help me find a specific gift, even ordering it from another branch for me.
That is fantastic customer service, and it really shows how helpful and dedicated some staff members can be when they genuinely care about their customers.
It made me want to return to that store again and again, and it truly improved my entire perception of their brand and their commitment to service.
On the other hand, I remember a time when a sales assistant was quite rude and unhelpful, and it definitely made me choose not to shop there anymore in the future.
Unfortunately, a bad customer service experience can really spoil your day, and definitely makes you think twice about revisiting that specific place for future purchases.
We all have those certain types of products that we always buy, regardless of where we are shopping or what the current sales might be.
For me, I always stock up on good quality coffee beans because starting my day with a great cup of coffee is an absolute must-have ritual.
I can completely relate to that. I always make sure I have a fresh supply of my favorite brand of toothpaste, as I never want to run out of that essential item.
That is certainly a very practical choice, James, because nobody wants to face a morning without toothpaste, especially before a very busy day.
When it comes to special occasions like holidays, my shopping habits change quite a bit, and I usually start my gift shopping much earlier than usual.
Yes, holiday shopping can be quite intense, and I often find myself looking for unique, handcrafted gifts that feel more personal and special for my loved ones.
I also love browsing those festive markets around holiday times because they offer such a wonderful atmosphere and a huge variety of interesting items.
Shopping apps have become incredibly popular, and I find them very useful for tracking deliveries and even for finding special discounts or coupons.
Many apps also offer loyalty programs which can give you points or exclusive benefits for being a regular customer, and that can really add up over time.
They also make it easier to compare prices between different stores without having to visit each one physically, which saves a lot of time and effort.
Let's quickly talk about impulse buying and how to try to avoid it, especially when you are just browsing around for fun.
Impulse buying can really hurt your budget, so I try to give myself a 5-minute rule. If I still want it after 5 minutes, then I might consider buying it.
That's a clever strategy, and sometimes just walking away from the item for a short while helps you realize you don't actually need it at all.
Sustainable shopping is becoming more and more important for me, and I try to choose products that are environmentally friendly or ethically produced.
That's a fantastic point, Emily, because our choices as consumers can truly have a positive impact on the world around us and the environment.
I also try to support local markets instead of always going to big supermarkets, because it helps small businesses and often provides fresher goods.
Local markets definitely have a unique charm, and the personal connection you make with the vendors there is something you won't find in a large chain store.
And when we travel, we often notice how shopping habits differ in various countries, which is always so fascinating to observe and experience.
Yes, in some countries, bartering is still common in markets, while in others, everything is a fixed price, showing diverse shopping cultures worldwide.
Planning shopping trips and making a detailed list beforehand is probably the most essential advice for anyone who wants to shop smarter.
Absolutely, a well-prepared list is your best friend for efficient and budget-friendly shopping, and it prevents you from forgetting anything important.
We have covered so many interesting aspects of everyday shopping today, from finding great deals to shopping sustainably and making smart choices.
It just goes to show how much there is to discuss. even about something as common as shopping, and how much vocabulary we use in these daily activities.
Keep practicing your English by talking about these everyday topics with your friends, or even just thinking about them in English in your head.
Every little bit of practice helps you get closer to your fluency goals, and discussing familiar subjects is a wonderful way to build confidence.
Thank you so much for joining us on Your English Boost YouTube channel. Today, we truly appreciate your dedicated effort in learning English.
We hope you enjoyed this conversation about shopping as much as we did, and we look forward to seeing you again very soon on our channel.
Before we say goodbye, consider this. What is one surprising item you always buy, no matter what, and why is it so important to you?